This video is brought to you by Straight Goods News, Canada's alternative online news source. Visit straightgoods.ca.
Now, you've listed a long laundry list here of a lot of different things that the Conservatives have done wrong over the last few years since Harper has been in power. Now, one of the things that was slightly touched on was corporate bailouts. And when you put that in perspective as to what's being done right now, or the decisions that are made right now when it comes to cooperatives, do you have anything that you'd like to say about that? With there being a special committee over the summer and a report coming up at the end of the summer or in the fall?
Well, the co-op sector is a very large and vibrant part of the Canadian economy. It's an innovative part of the economy. It's a different way of organizing business activity as opposed to a private individual undertaking an enterprise all on their own, or a partnership, or a limited share company. A cooperative is a fourth way of doing it, and it's varies across the country in terms of the degree of cooperative activity. Certainly Quebec has a very large co-op sector. My province of Saskatchewan has a very large co-op sector. I think the largest cooperative in Canada is located in British Columbia. So it's spread right across the country, although the impact of it varies. And over the last number of years, co-ops have been working with both provincial and federal governments to develop a cooperative development initiative. Ways to encourage more Canadians to consider the cooperative model as a way of organizing their business activities. They originally started largely in the financial sector with the case in Quebec, the credit unions elsewhere in the country. They were very prominent in the agricultural sector for a very long time and still are. More recently, you have cooperative housing projects, and it goes on and on. They have proven to be an effective way of business organization. In the budget, Mr. Harper cut the Cooperative Development Initiative, and he virtually eliminated, except for a very small skeleton, the Cooperative Secretariat that was previously vested within the Department of Agriculture. So the federal government has signaled they're getting out of their interest in the co-op sector. I think that's counterproductive. It's moving in the wrong direction. One of our members, Maurice Bélanger, took the initiative of putting a motion before the House to ask for this committee to be structured to examine the ways that the Government of Canada can better be engaged with and support the cooperative movement. And without that initiative by the Liberals and Maurice Bélanger specifically, there would not be that activity undertaken this summer to look at the co-op sector. We would have wished that it was the other way around, that the government had actually taken the look before they cut the Secretariat and cut the programming, but at least on Mr. Bélanger's initiative, there will be now an opportunity for members of Parliament to examine the potential of co-ops and become, I think, better informed and better educated about how valuable a tool the cooperative sector can be in terms of economic development.
I'll shoot a question to that. Would you say that agreeing to have this committee meet over the summer and trying to encourage them to have a report ready by the end of August is kind of tugging it under the rug, because the majority of the Canadian population is as attuned to political issues during the summer? They're all at the cottage and things of that nature.
The timing is not the best. And probably the government wants to shove it under the rug, because at the cabinet level they've obviously already made the decision to cut the Secretariat and to cut the programming. But co-ops across the country, I find, are a very dedicated group of people. I think they will make sure they make themselves available to the committee to bring forward their ideas and their advice. There certainly will be provincial governments that will want to be helpful and supportive. The government should have undertaken this initiative before it made its budgetary decision. But the House of Commons was put in a position of having no choice. The budget said co-ops are going to be cut, so the only thing the House could do at that late stage was to call for the committee. Mr. Bélanger proposed the motion. The vote was taken, and he succeeded, which is a good sign. And hopefully that committee will have the impact of convincing the government that co-ops have a lot more to offer to this country than the government seems to think.